Hello, ladies. I'm not going to turn my camera on. I'm actually at the beach.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm exercising that work-life balance thing.
Good job.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm glad you're here. You'll meet
Thank you, Jackie.
some good, great people, and you can take some time and introduce yourself and your
Okay.
business. And just let us all hear about what you're up to.
Sure. Okay. So my name is Tatiana Rivera, and I'm a single mom, and I actually run 3 businesses at the moment. I am a homeschool mom, which started my first business. I host online conferences for homeschoolers. They're very specific. They're very niche specific. So that's been a blessing. It's been going really well. So that business is called Charlotte Mason Inspired, and we provide training classes for moms, as well as yearly conferences and curriculum fairs, all sorts of stuff, and that's completely online. Then I have a second business, which is I am a web designer, and I am at scarletdigital.io. So I do mostly front end development, UX design, UI design. I do some graphic design and a lot of project management.
Oh, very nice.
That's the other thing that I do. And then my latest business venture, and we're still getting that one off the ground, I partnered with my mom, and we are launching a clothing brand. So we're still kind of in the middle of that. We're still trying to figure out all the logistics for that, but we've been putting a lot of work into it for the last 4 months.
Very, very cool. And you know Audie, correct?
Yes, I know Audie. So Audie connected me with you.
Mhm.
I just recently started going to the Orange Space in the Redlands. I want to say about 3 weeks ago. And
Oh, you're really new then.
I'm really new.
Stage.
I'm really new. But as soon as I came in, he said, "You need to connect with these ladies." As soon as I got in, he mentioned you, and he said I should join you guys. So
cool.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. And I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to you when I was up. I think it was last Tuesday.
Yeah.
When I was up, I was just juggling a million things and trying to deal with a car and all that stuff. Anyways, but I'm so glad that you're on today, because I wanted to hear more about your business and what you're doing. And it sounds like you are super busy. So where like this new business, the clothing brand, how did that one sort of come about?
Well, that came up. My mom is she's a bookkeeper, and she does some CPA stuff, and so she's really busy for 3 to 4 months out of the year, and then the rest of the year she has like this huge downtime. So she has this huge downtime. So she was a little bit concerned that business this year is going down. Even it's not as good as it's been in years past. So we were trying to come up with like a business idea for her and my stepdad, and I threw out some ideas out there to kind of just expand her bookkeeping business and do that, but she wanted to do something different. So actually, when my youngest sister suggested, why don't you guys try and do t-shirts? That's really popular right now, which turned into, not just t-shirts, but we're gonna do sweatshirts, and we're gonna do some accessories, and we're gonna do it snowballed.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, so that's where we are. And because my mom doesn't have a lot of expertise on the online side of business, she really wanted me to come along, but she wanted me to come as a partner and not as not just as an advisor. She wanted me to have some stake in the business. So that's what we've been working on for the last, I want to say, almost 4 months.
Oh, that's really cool. So where does she plan on selling them? Like, are you going to build her website for her now?
Yeah, we're for right now, it's going to be online. She would eventually like to have a storefront. We don't know how that's going to work out right now. She has her CPA bookkeeping business. She runs that out of Fullerton right now. So she's thinking maybe expanding that. We're still kind of like, going over all the ideas and all the possibilities that are in our heads into making this a reality. So for now, it's going to be online. So I'm going to be working on a website in the next couple of months.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, Tatiana, I am Daphne Boyd, and Maggie lives on the West Coast with you guys, and I am between Tennessee and Texas. I divide my time. So, and I'm also a homeschool mom. So welcome to the group. I love that
Yay.
you have so many businesses and also are homeschooling. It's definitely a challenge for sure, but you can definitely find that work-life balance. I mean, sometimes it's harder than others, right? But welcome to the group, and thank you for sharing your story and your business. We
Thank you.
want to help you kind of reach your goals and get to where you want to be with your business and stuff, because we know that, everything you sort of mentioned has a different facet, right? Like there's a different reason that you're doing it. It's not just one main thing. And so obviously, that is going to play a part into how you sort of divide what you learn, or how you sort of implement different marketing strategies into any of those things, right? It doesn't work the same for everybody, but
Exactly.
or for any of the different businesses, like your homeschool business, your what did you say, it was conferences that you're doing, online conferences for Charlotte Mason?
Yeah, we started with conferences, and then it's just branched out into curriculum fairs, and we're
nice.
launching a school for moms in the fall. So it's growing.
I love that. I would love to see a link for that and stuff, because I actually do Charlotte Mason with my daughters, and so
you do.
yeah, I'm a big Charlotte Mason fan, and that's the way that we do our homeschooling and stuff. So I love everything like that. But it's so awesome that you were able to do that and to branch out with your I guess, is it local, or is it all kind of all over, where you're gathering people from everywhere to sort of those conferences?
We hold the conferences online. It's completely online because when we launched this business, my business partner and best friend, she was in Canada.
Okay.
And we kind of started like, oh, hey, maybe we should, it'd be nice if there was a Charlotte Mason conference somewhere. And there were, but they were, very far and few in between and very expensive. And we wanted something that was affordable. So we said, let's do this and let's see if 50 ladies show up. And we did that. That was 2019. And we had 1,200 ladies show up.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And every year it's gotten bigger. And we're to the point that now we have sponsors reaching out to sponsor us, sponsor the conference, sponsor us throughout the year to participate, which is really awesome, because the first year we had to beg. We had to beg people to be involved, and but now they're coming out to us, and it's a huge blessing, because it's something that we wanted to do for the community out of love, really, because we needed it, and it turns out that a lot of people need it. So it's been really great.
Nice. That's awesome. And so with that, do you make a profit off of the conferences?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that actually has become my main source of income. My main source of income used to be building websites and project management, but since the conferences, we have a big yearly conference that takes place in either late May or early June. This year was late May, and that brings in about 6 months of rent and bills, and it takes care of me and my girls for a good chunk of the year. Like I said, I'm a single mom. I have 3 that live with me and 3 that are grown up. So it's huge.
That's
and,
good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations for stepping out
Thank
and
you.
doing that, and actually, being able to live off of your income from your business, because a lot of people are still trying to get there and stuff. So that's really great.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
So I put a link in the chat screen. So
yeah, I'm gonna check
that's
it
our
out.
website.
Thank you. That's cool.
Thank you.
And then I guess we'll just go through everyone and see how you're doing. Oh, sorry, my crazy phone. Dina, do you want to introduce yourself and kind of to the people who maybe you haven't? I'm not sure. Have you met Audie? You've met Audie, right?
Yeah, I've seen them, yes. I think on a couple of sessions. I'm Dina Davenport. I live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I'm an artist. I've been doing art all my life, and mostly I would be I'm considered what we would call an emerging artist because I am selling some and just tapping into marketing a little bit, or I'm venturing into it. I've always just did commission work. It's normally any kind of projects from canvas, watercolor, acrylic, lettering, calligraphy. Um, I've done various things. So it's mostly for people who want something for themselves or for a gift. So um, yeah, so it's really not much else to tell, I don't think. Um, um, I just have felt the nudging to get on with doing a website eventually. Um, so right now I'm working on building the social media platforms and getting a little more extra income to come in to supplement what I need for all that I need to do for the website situation. So I'm also trying to figure out exactly where I want to go with it because I've done so many different things for years. I kind of had an aha moment 2 days ago in an art mentoring program, and it's like I've had this block, like I can't focus on what exactly I want to start out with. I mean, I've had ideas and things given, but I think I'm gonna just take a couple weeks and I'm just gonna paint. I'm just gonna draw and paint and let the Holy Spirit show me. I really need to, because I had another artist ask me from Canada. She said, "What do you like to do the most?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't know," because and as they were both, these two artists were talking to me, I realized I've done so much for what everybody else wants, because that's what I do, commission work, that I don't know what I really enjoy doing the most. So I may just take a little sabbatical, so to speak. And it lines up with what I'm feeling in my spirit anyways. It's like all I want to do is just grab paint and draw and just go. And I think I just need some time with him. So that's something you guys can pray with me about.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah, um, so I'm not really anxious about it as much anymore. I know that sounds funny to say I really don't know what I like to do the most, but when I've been asked to do so many different things, I can tell you I don't like doing murals anymore. So that's a big X. Because that affects my body in tremendous ways, a lot of pain and discomfort. So I gave that up years ago. If I do anything like that, I just do it in increments, a couple hours here to help someone or there. Um, so that's where I am. I'm married 37 years, got two handsome sons, and they're doing good, and just trying to grow and just be obedient to what the Lord wants me to do.
That's so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
He's talking, and Mike, I know you're on the call. I'm thinking of your mic plan over here.
Oh yeah, that came across my mind too.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Were you on the call where Mike was talking about this mic plan that he's kind of built, and it helps people walk through where they are as opposed to where they might want to be, like their end goals. And it's
No,
like
yes, a lot
super
to do.
evil genius status stuff. So, so I'm just thinking, Mike, maybe you should reach out to her and talk to her about her. Yeah, so he has this really cool, he's sort of come up with this plan where it's like a spreadsheet, and you go through it and you list the things you love about what you do, and the thing you sort of rate them, based on like 0 to 10, and where you are, what you're doing, how much it excites you, sort of, is this something you can see yourself doing long term? I can't actually remember all the questions, but
Neither can I actually.
the first time I went through it, like my scores, I'm like, Mike said this too, I'm like, can I choose negative numbers? Like, I don't like anything that I'm doing right now. I don't want to be doing this. And he kind of walked me through it. And I think it was like 2 years later, we went back and did it again. And it was all tens. Like,
One year, only 1 year.
was it only 1 year?
Mhm.
I'm like, can I choose a higher number than 10? So, but it, for me, it was circumstances, not just what I was doing, but it affected my thought process about what I was doing. And it really helped me kind of separate what I thought I liked about what I do and what I actually liked about what I do and where I wanted to go with it. It was just really interesting. And while you're talking, I'm just thinking, wow, that helped me so much when I went through that. Because
I have 100 ideas that I get excited about.
right.
I'm like, well, this could be a path of revenue. This would be a path of revenue. And I'm going to do it all. But I need to know, God, what do you want me to do? And what do you want me to start with? And it would make life easier instead of me trying to fumble through it. So it's kind of held up the website process, but I've had to invest so much in so many different things. I've got to build the funds back up. And my husband has just poured and poured and poured into me financially. I'm not asking him for another penny, although he would give it monthly. But, it's like, okay, well, it's just that organizational thing I said a few weeks ago, but who knows? Maybe I need to talk to Mike.
Yeah, well, what you're saying is exactly what a lot of people say. So, a lot of different ideas, so many different ways to go. I remember a good friend of mine one time, she was a graphic designer and she wanted to start a new business. And she said, I have 100 ideas. And I said to her, I said, well, listen, just pick 3. And boy, that threw her into such a fit, because how do you go from 100 to 3? And I realized it really, we have so many things that we think we want to do that it's hard to, it's like, walking through bush or weeds. It's hard to sort it all out. But there is a way to sort it all out. And kind of a logical way to do it also. I mean, your list may be so long, but I'd encourage you to start by category. If you have a long list, and first make your list and then start categorizing them. A lot of them might be the same.
Okay.
So, you kind of start from there. And, but what, you said something very interesting, and I need to explore it because I heard someone else say it recently. And I think I talked about it last time. A friend of mine, I think I told you, he's a graphic designer, and a buddy of him said, well, what do you like most about what you do? And my buddy said, I couldn't answer the question. And it's not because he loved so much of it. It's because he was saying to himself, different from you, I don't think I love any of it, which surprised me and surprised him. Because I'm thinking, and I called him, you're a fraud. I knew you were a fraud all the time. Because here he makes his living doing this, and he couldn't pick what he enjoyed the most. And that's also, to me, that's a sign of reality. And that's why he is always trying to start other businesses, because he doesn't feel the same about his everyday business. And we can all relate to that, in some way, that his everyday business doesn't float his boat. And, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate because, Dina, I think everything you do enjoy doing. It's not that you don't love it. I think it's the opposite, that but somewhere along the line, something bubbles to the top. I mean, like I could ask, both Maggie and Daphne, what do you enjoy about the way you earn your money or your skill of what you do, SEO specialist or whatever you call yourself? What do you enjoy the most about it? I mean, really, can you two say, I like this the most from my work?
I can say I like I like this part. I like talking to people. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm a good planner, but I really like talking to people. So.
I think that's why Maggie and I started this for the both of us, because we both do the same things. We both build websites and do SEO. And run, marketing campaigns for our clients, but it's not the same reward, right? So it's just like what I call monkey work, where you're just sitting there and you're just like tapping on the computer, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it
But
is.
there's not the same reward. And, I have a client I've worked with for a year, and I've probably spoken to them maybe a handful of times. I send them reports and they're able to see their SEO, and, if they need something on their website, they're able to communicate that to me, and I go in and take care of it. And it's just sort of like that. There's no like relationship part, like with the clients like that. I have had clients in the past where I develop a relationship with them and they feel like they can trust me with everything, right? Like they'll tell me all their stuff that's going on in their business and everything, and we sort of discuss that. And I love that part of it, right? But the actual like doing stuff, it's not that I don't enjoy it, it's just that's not where my reward, I guess, is. I enjoy some of it. Like sometimes I get in a mode and I just work for hours and I sort of enjoy that part. But I don't like not enjoy stuff. It's just I just don't get the same reward out of it, I guess. And then obviously the financial aspect of it too, that plays into it. I think when you're earning what you want to earn, or what you feel like you're worth, then you're more fulfilled. And then when you're not earning what you want to earn, doing certain things, then you feel like, is this worth it? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, why am I doing this again? So yeah, it's different for everybody. And I guess there's another aspect to that too, is if you're doing something that you really love and you're not getting paid, then that's indicative too of like where your passions are, right? Because if you don't do it, then obviously, there's a lot of people that, like, say in a home situation where they don't do their yard because they don't enjoy it. But then there's other people, like homeowners, that like really love their yard. They love landscaping and watering and planting grass. And so it's like, it's not, and everybody wants green grass, right? But like nobody, you have some homeowners that really enjoy it and some that don't at all. And they'll sort of like delegate that out. They'll hire a company, or they'll just let their grass go brown. So it's like that in business, I think. Why are you making that face, Jill? Your grass is brown.
Oh, my husband makes it green, but I don't have that thumb. Like it's a survival mode thumb. Like whatever the rain provides is but my husband is the one with like, he'll buy like Miracle Grow and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, I make sure the kids are alive. That's like, I think we should split that 50-50. I was like, I'll cook the food and like you keep the grass alive. Like I got the kids, so they're good. They're fed kids. I'm serious. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like that in business. I mean, and you're going to delegate out what you don't enjoy, right? And I think everybody sort of does that in their business. There's aspects of my business that I will hire out for because I don't enjoy that, or it would take me longer to do it than it would be to just get somebody else to do that. And then there's aspects of it that I like doing and then I want to do, so I think it's different for everybody. For sure. And, that's why we sort of have, made this group and, and made our, our program so that we're able to address all of the things, because there's going to be parts of like our process that Maggie and I teach that people don't enjoy. And they're like, it's like driving me. I want to drive a spike through my head thinking about having to do that. Right. And then there's other parts that are gonna be like, oh, I think that could be really fun. I think I could do that. That wouldn't be so bad. And so we've made it to where like sort of every aspect will show you how to do it and we'll teach you how to do it. But then if you don't enjoy doing it, we've also made like back end stuff to where you don't have to do it for yourself if you don't want to. So that's kind of, because we knew that about business owners, and we know that about ourselves. There's a lot of things that Maggie enjoys that I don't, and things that I enjoy that she doesn't, and things that neither one of us enjoy. So we're like, nope, let's get somebody else to do that. So I mean, it's going to be like that in business, and that's cool because everybody's sort of different. And that's part of another reason why we enjoy having the networking groups too, because you sort of meet everybody that's good at certain things. Like Dina's, issue, she could probably talk to Michael about that particular thing, and he could probably help you, help her narrow that down. Michael's helped us narrow some things down too, and has given us clarity on our direction and stuff. And that sort of happened like organically, right? Like we weren't like online searching for certain things, but through this networking, we sort of we're able to start discussing some things, and then we're like, oh, ding, light bulb, and so that's another reason we enjoy having these networking Zooms too, is you're just meeting different people and what they're good at and what they have to offer. And now, like, I'm actually on Tatiana's website right now and checking it out, and I'm like, oh, I want to spend time in here, right? Even though school's like 2 months away for us, I'm already like, right. And so this is going to be cool for me. I'm excited about that part.
So
Homeschool moms are always preparing for the next year, no matter what day of the what year, what month of the year it is.
It's
always
true.
getting ready.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, so true. How about you, Audie? How are you doing this week? Are you there? Is he there? Did he leave?
Was he there to begin with? I never saw him.
There he
Yeah.
Yeah.
is. You have Ocean, Audie.
Yes, I do. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry.
No, that's okay. How you doing?
Yeah, I just direct messaged you.
Oh, you
Maggie.
did?
I
Oh,
got
I'm sorry.
I think I gotta roll out here because I've got stuff I need to get done. But I wanted to
Yeah,
see
no problem.
everybody's faces, and we'll be praying for you, Dina.
Thank you, Audie. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And
Means a lot.
yeah, my wife and I got a vacation plan, and I gotta get stuff done for tomorrow. And I'm like, I didn't get much sleep, and so I'm like, I better get going here. But
And
anyway,
it's your birthday, right?
yes, it's my birthday, and my wife
Oh,
goes,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
"Thank you." And my wife goes, yeah, but you got to get work done today. Tomorrow I get to play. So anyway, she didn't say it that way. I'm
No, we get
exaggerating.
it. It's all good. Well,
And-
enjoy your day. Enjoy your vacation.
Enjoy your
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad you guys got to connect with Tatiana. She's
Yeah, so
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah, thanks, Audie.
Oh, you're so welcome. So look forward to seeing you guys next week, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Bye.
Oh, take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Audie and I know each other. I know we said this before from the Orange Space, where Tatiana is now a new member. And that was when I lived in Redlands in 2021. Well, 20 to 21. Yeah, so it's kind of cool to see people on here from that part of my life and hear about how they're doing. And I actually got to see Audie last week during our VIP. So that was
What
really
is
cool.
Orange Space?
The Orange Space is a co-working space. It's like have you heard of WeWork or
seen it
Regis
around.
or
Faces is where I go.
spaces? Yeah, they're office spaces that are rented out usually by a corporation or an individual. And in the Orange Space's case, it's an individual that rented this part of the floor of an old factory building in downtown Redlands. And it is a space where you pay a monthly fee and you go in, and either you have a desk where you can leave your stuff, or you can come in and out with your laptop. There's a conference room, there's a microwave and coffee and all that stuff. So basically you go there to work and kind of, meet other people who are doing the same thing. It's kind of like the real life version of this, but we're all sitting around working as well.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a place here in town.
It was really good. It saved my bacon up there because, everyone I knew still lived down here in Orange County. And it was far enough away that going back and forth wasn't going to happen more than probably once a week. And just being around other people who worked, especially during COVID when everything was locked down, and it was just really, really good for my sanity. And so Audie,
It's great for my sanity.
yeah, it's really good. And it's a really unique place. There are a lot of really amazing people working in there. I don't know how they all end up finding that space because it's not a big office necessarily, but really great people. So yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's how I know Audie.
Well, cool. What is the name of that place here, Dina?
I don't recall it right off. It's not too far off the square.
Okay, I figured it would be around the square if it was.
Yeah, and the
there.
only reason I know about it because I had a friend who we almost went into a partnership where we were going to do like she was going to teach kind of like life skill stuff and where you're going to go, you know, vision casting, and I was going to do like the vision boards part of that. And then bam, COVID hit. That idea just went down the drain. And then I contacted her a couple months ago, and she's moved to Alabama.
Oh, wow.
it was, we even met at a coffee shop and we talked about it and what she want for me. And, you know, and so she told me that she found this place, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it, but I could take you there right now if you hop on.
Yeah.
But she told me, and I was like, wow, what a concept. I mean, I had no clue that anything like that existed. So
Yeah.
I just didn't know what orange space meant. And I'm like, is
Oh,
that?
yeah, you know, that's so funny. I'm sorry. It never even occurred to me to explain it. Yeah, it's just a co-working space. Sorry about that. Yeah,
I
so
apologize. I thought, I'm going to ask.
I'm glad you did.
I'm
What?
constantly explaining it.
Yeah. And you said, what Charlotte Mason? I'm like, what is Charlotte Mason? So I'm over here Googling it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I homeschool both my sons too. So.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
But
fine.
it's really neat. The Charlotte Mason looks very interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's worked great for my family. I mean, I have 3 that graduated. Well, 4 actually that graduated following that method, and I have 2 that will graduate next year. Then I'm done.
Wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. Well, I have one that'll graduate next year, and then my last one hasn't even started school yet. So
Oh, that's fun. I
I'll
wish.
be a homeschool mom forever.
I wish.
Yeah.
And you know, going back to what Mike was saying, I'm very blessed that I get to do what I love. You know, I love homeschooling my kids, and it's been sad these last 4 years because, you know, coming to the end of it.
Yeah, it's
But
hard.
now having you know, this community that I get to nurture and I get to walk through, so it's nice. It's very nice to love what you do.
Yeah, it's very cool. I understand what you're saying. All 5 of mine homeschool, and they're in college or above now, and it's because it's such a big part of your life when they're younger, and the relationship you have with your kids is just shaped and molded based on all that time you kind of invest in each other. I mean, it's not always easy, but I do miss it. I miss it a lot. Like I miss those days. Like we didn't do Charlotte Mason. I kind of pieced it together based on what the kids needed, because I have 2 that have learning issues, and but we did Tapestry of Grace, and that kind of is a all-encompassing literature, English, science, history, and they love that. I mean, I just remember my days at the homeschooling table. I couldn't get enough of it. So I understand what you're talking about. You have 2 left and they're going to graduate. It's a different time in life then, you know.
It is. I feel like I need to start over.
You can take mine.
I've offered to take my nieces.
I just started mine this year. Back in January, my 14-year-old decided he wanted to be homeschooled. He did not want to go to public school. He'd been in public school all his life. And just being more attentive to the word of God and where God is taking my son. My husband and I, we prayed about it, and we listened to what he was saying. He was just telling me, he says, Mom, I can't do it anymore. My heart can't take it. My spirit can't take it. He said, just mentally, I come drained. And I work in the public school system. I teach 6th and 7th grade math. So I couldn't just quit my job in the middle of the year. So my husband was working from home 5 days on, 5 days off. And then we have cameras everywhere. We got him set up and situated, and we did Monarch. And he's still completing the year because we did kind of abruptly stop in the middle of the year. and then pick up. So he's still doing school as we speak, like right now in his room. But I'm home to help him and get some of those skills that he needed. And being in the school system as a teacher, I was telling, him, because he felt so far behind, but in general, every student is behind. And I believe that's what is the biggest gap, educationally speaking, that we have right now. COVID set everybody back a good 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
It's not just, they're not getting it, they're not understanding it. When kids are used to their systems and their schedules, and that is rudely interrupted, it throws them off course. It really, really does. So I've learned from my son this year to just I really felt the urging to take his education into my own hands, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And
Oh.
to be his advocate.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. My son suggested homeschooling when he was in 3rd grade. I didn't want to do it because I was getting my credentialing to teach in the public school system. So again, I would refuse to quit. I wasn't going to do it. I pulled him out of school, did 6 months at home, and with the intention to fail. Really, I'm being honest here. And I brought him back into 4th grade, and I said, look, it's not going to work. Homeschooling is for hippies. And when he was in the 6th grade, again, he presented, he had this like a PowerPoint presentation.
Wow.
He came kind of like your son did. He was exhausted. His spirit was exhausted. He could not take being in the public school system. So I finally took him seriously, and I pulled my kids out. So we are homeschooling, and I think it's, well, I thank my son for it, because he pushed
He
and he
advocated.
persevered. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely did.
And I'm right there with I have a 4th grader going into 5th, and I have a 6th grader going into 7th. And my middle one, she's more like a campus missionary. She doesn't mind it so much. She's like, it's okay, mom, it's okay. And I love her spirit is just so different. Kids have actually like taunted her, and she'll take her Bible to school, and she'll tell me things like, I've heard the conversations. I teach her classes, and I remember one of the students was just like, tell me what this word says. And she was like, well, this is the lifestyle you have, you're going to go to hell, and she's just kind of like, and I look at her like, oh my God. And she goes, but look, Jesus still loves you, girl. Like, I'll hear her say something like that.
I love that.
She's like, he just hates what you do. So, but that's like just your parents. Your parents hate what you do. They're not going to love that, but they love you no matter what. She's like, that's like Jesus. And she'll just like skip along, like, and I'm like, wow, I wish I was that bold when I was her age. I couldn't even pray in front of my friends when I would drop my, napkin on the floor and then pick it up and pray at the same time for my food. Like, so her boldness and just her truthfulness, I just thought it was so, that's why I said for her, she's kind of like, well, mom, if you homeschool, and if not, well, it's okay. We're going to be fine. If people want to hear what I have to say, they can hear me. And if not, well, they can go to hell. And she says, no, I mean that with lots of mom. So, okay. And my little
I
one,
love her spirit.
it's amazing. I was, like I said, I wish I was as bold as her. My little one did face some bullying based off of her beliefs and some name calling and things like that. And she's another one that's advocating for homeschool. And she keeps telling me, am I going to be homeschooled this year? Is this my year for homeschool? So again, I have that balance with them because I do work, and that was the only thing. And so my little one, this summer, she began a prayer wall in her bedroom, and one of her prayer requests is that she be homeschooled and mommy work from home. So again, it's just, I think it's so neat to hear these stories of homeschooling and the success that you've had. And it encourages me because there's times that I feel like, oh my God, he's going to fail, especially with my son, because like that boy has to get married and and provide, is my biggest thing. So, but that was my thing, like, oh, we're gonna fail, and my husband's like, actually, no, because I think this is a little bit better than he gets that one-on-one, he gets your guidance, he gets, so I think it's so neat that you've taken it on as not only as what you're doing, but also as a career. And to say, like, you know what, let me pursue this, because there are so many parents this year that I met that were just ready to pull their kids out as a teacher, and being an advocate for your children is really huge, and listening to what they're saying and how your kids are feeling and the overwhelming feelings that they get at school. I deal with other people's, I teach 6 and 7, so you're talking about 240 students, every other day that I'm having to see, talk to, minister to, but not talk about God, but still just listen to their stories and saying, like, man, I wish my mom would listen to me like you do. And I take that to heart. I really do. So that's amazing.
That's great. It's beautiful.
It is, being an advocate for your kids, it wasn't easy. I'm telling you, I was very selfish, and I said no. I sent them back for 2 years, but I was convicted. God is good. He forgives, and he showed me what I needed to do.
That's so interesting listening to you guys talk about all this, because, sometimes at the end, because my eldest is 26, he'll be 27, and my youngest is almost 20. And so, they've been away for quite a while. They live on their own, or they live other places, except 2 of them still live here, but one's going to move out. Anyway, so thinking back to the times when I wasn't obedient about what God was asking me to do with school. And you do tend to like sort of push those things away because you're like, oh, it ended well. But it's so true. I mean, when we moved out here to California in 2005, my kids were in private Christian school because their dad taught a math class there. And so they could go for no tuition, which was the only way we could have afforded it. But when we moved out to California on really short notice, because we moved out in December, so the first half of the year they're in Delaware, the second half of the year they're plunked somewhere new they've never been before in California. We put them in public school because we didn't even have time to find anything, and I wanted them to kind of make neighborhood ties. But after 2 weeks, they staged a total coup. Like, all 4 of them came to me and were like, we're not going back. We will give up everything. We'll give up everything. We don't want to go out to eat anymore. We don't want to go to the movies. We don't want to do any of this stuff. We want to homeschool or go to private school again. Wow. And I just remember being like, wow, really? Like, the school's right around the corner. But we did end up finding a private school for them. And I should have listened to them. They really wanted to be home. But I was like, you need to make friends. And, in that sort of like weird place as a mom, I was like, one, I didn't want to do it. Again, we had homeschooled a lot when they were younger, pretty much all of them, until they went to that private school for 2 years. And so I didn't want to go back to that. Like, I was like comfortable. But they were there for 1.5 years and basically staged another coup. And we're like, yeah, we don't want to go back another year. We want to be home. And at that point, God had really worked on me and was like, yeah, your kids need to be home. So
some wise kids in this group.
Yeah, they're smarter than me. So but they were facing all kinds of stuff they didn't have to face necessarily in Delaware. Delaware's a little bit of a different place than Southern California. They tend to eat people alive out here. And so, like your daughter, Jill, my son, Jacob, took his Bible to school, just assuming that's what he did. He'd never been to public school. So he got beat up and pushed off the slide, and I had to go and take him to get stitches, and it was like this huge deal. And it was just a few days later that they all were like, yeah, we're not going back, we're not safe. So crazy the way that works. But it didn't become my career. So that, Tatiana, is really interesting to me, that now you've sort of, like Jill was saying, or Dina, whoever was saying, that you've taken that now and it's become something that you can continue to grow even while your kids aren't necessarily at the table with you anymore.
Exactly. I just kept on thinking, wow, this is almost over. What am I going to do next? And I actually wanted to get a job with HSLDA.
Oh, did you really?
That was my goal. Yeah, that was my goal for when the kids graduated was to get a job with HSLDA. But then the Lord opened up this door. So I'm doing this, and I do work closely with the HSLDA from time to time. That's, still something I'd like to do in the end. But it's just funny how I wanted nothing to do with homeschooling, and now it's become my livelihood.
That's so
and I run a in-person co-op as well. We have 80 kids, so that's where the Lord wants me.
so amazing. Even in our resistance, he still finds a way to reach us. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So cool. Well, this was good. I don't know. You guys gave us a lot to talk about today. That was really good. Yeah, I don't know. Daphne, did you have anything that you wanted to? I mean, we've got like 10 minutes, but
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll save it for a different networking Zoom or a different VIP training. But we were going to talk about how to identify your ideal customer and how to attract your ideal customers. So those are two different things, identifying them first, and then obviously how do you attract them, right? So I was going to go through a couple of steps there, but this was better. And so, and this is what the networking Zooms are designed for, actually, is so that we actually get to network and to talk to everybody and sort of get to figure out more about you and more about your business and more about your goals, and even like some problems. Like some people come here like with the good, the bad, and the ugly about their business, right? So it's like, oh, this is what's going great. This is what's not going great. And that's what we're here for. And we love that part about it. And so, and hopefully we'll get some more people to jump in on these on a weekly basis. We know we've gotten some feedback from some of the members in our group that these are hosted during business hours, right? And a lot of them are not flexible with their schedules that way. They either run like a storefront, or they're working at, a 9 to 5, and they have a business they're trying to grow on the side. So we understand that, and we are going to be addressing that in some other way. We want them to sort of jump in here, even if it's not during this networking Zoom, but allow us to get to know them, get to know their business. And so that way, they're part of, our group and everything. So yeah, that's exactly what we're designing this to be. And anyways, that's all I've got. I'll be out all of next week, most likely. Sorry, my son's trying to call me. I think I'm just going to spend time with my husband. So the kids are not going to be there. And so I'm just not schedule any work. And obviously he's not working. So it's only fair that I'm like, can devote that to him or give that to him after 20 years of marriage. And so we're both excited. He texted me this morning. He's like, I can't wait. So, and neither can I. It's been a long, long time since we've spent one-on-one time like that together. Because we do date nights, but very like occasionally. I think the last one we were on was like in February for Valentine's Day. So that's been like, how many months ago was that, and when you are married this long and you have a life, and he has a business and I have a business, and then I homeschool the kids, and then we have, 2 homes in 2 different states right now that we're juggling. And so it's sort of like you're passing, ships passing in the night, as the saying goes, right? You kind of like, hi, bye, and you sort of depend on them and they depend on you, and it just sort of keeps going. But right now we're sort of like, you know what? Okay, 20 years, we're going to take this, and this is going to be me and you. So we're excited about that. So I won't be on here next week, guys, and I will miss you. And if you need anything, obviously I have, you can message or text or whatever, but I'm not going to be
I'll
on
still be on here. So
yeah, now you'll be on here.
And then Tatiana, I just wanted to let you know that this one on Thursdays is open for everybody in the small business marketing group. We have 2 during the week. One is for people who have joined our course and our private coaching group. And that one meets the same time on Tuesdays. And we do a lot of advanced trainings in that one. And really a lot of more dialed down help for
strategies
and how to get things done. And if that's something that you're interested in possibly becoming a part of, we can always connect and talk about what is entailed in that. And everyone who was on the call today is part of that VIP group as well.
And how do I connect with you ladies? Do you guys have a website or
Do you want
where
to
do I
just
go?
message me on Facebook? Let's
Are you,
see.
is she in the group
Are
already?
you in the small business marketing group?
I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
so
not.
are you on Facebook? Are you one of Audie's friends?
No, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook. I,
Okay.
I barely use Facebook, but yes. What should I search for, or is there a link that you can put on the chat, and then I can?
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
grab the
Okay,
link.
I'll
to
let her
our-
do that. And then we'll make sure that you're a member of this Thursday.
We do have a website, but it's we actually are using now as a front end. There's no way to like, I mean, I guess you could contact us through there. But
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, we'll send you the link to this, and Daphne will also give you the link to the homepage or the Facebook page for MarketU, which is the actual business. And there are some clips on there, some live clips, just little bits and pieces of what our Tuesday VIP meetings look like and what we talk about, so you can get an idea of the value that's provided in those.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that sounds good.
yeah, and then from there, once you join, I'll approve your membership and then message you and stuff, and then from there you'll probably get like a bunch of links from us, like for the YouTube channel and our MarketU page and our website, and so some stuff like that. And then yeah, we'll just stay connected. But we're happy
Okay.
that you're here. And obviously, you know, like Maggie said, this group is free. And we do this every Thursday for everybody that's in our group. So anybody that's part of our group is able to kind of jump in here and talk about their business, you know, and that's what we designed it for. And we love these. We sort of started doing these was almost 2 months ago now. Yeah. And they really like changed the dynamic of our group and allowed us to sort of get to know everybody a little bit better. Because it's just hard when you're like posting on Facebook, and then, you know, people like you are not even on Facebook regularly, so you would miss those or not see them. And then you know, there's a lot of that, or, you know, there's the algorithms altogether, people don't see the posts. And so this gave us a different way to stay connected with the members of our group and sort of grow this out a little bit differently. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. Nice meeting all of you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. I'm so glad you jumped on today.
Yes, even from the beach.
No, even from the beach, absolutely. That's great. All right. Well, you guys all have a good week, and we will see some of you Tuesday and the rest of you Thursday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.